Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It looks like Sophie Cunningham is turning some serious heads after confronting not just an Atlanta police officer, but also a WNBA referee last night. For this one, we have to take it all the way down to Atlanta. Let's get into it. Let's go. Now, I told you guys I would have an update this morning, and here we are. This is a follow-up to the Sophie Cunningham situation that unfolded in the middle of all the chaos. Odyssey Sims hit the floor very hard during the game, and of course, her teammates immediately rushed over to check on her. But what made this whole situation blow up is what happened at half court. Caitlin Clark, Chloe BBBY, and Sophie Cunningham all came to half court, but never crossed that line. They stayed exactly where they were supposed to. Still, somehow, someway, an incident occurred. Enter the so-called Paul Blart Mall cop moment. Yep, you heard me right. The security presence in Atlanta acted as if Sophie Cunningham was about to sprint out there and start a full-blown fight. First of all, she's literally in a leg brace contraption. She cannot even move like that. Yet, this officer decided to confront Sophie as if she were about to storm the floor. Completely unnecessary. And you could clearly see it in Sophie's body language. She wasn't having it. She stood her ground, looked the officer directly in the face, and made it perfectly clear that she wasn't backing down. Now, let's not forget what else happened. The Fever accomplished the impossible. They pulled off a huge upset and advanced to the semifinals. That should have been the headline. But no, instead, we're talking about security in Sophie's face. I said it last night, and I'll say it again. Why in the world was that security guard all over Sophie Cunningham? There was no threat, no violation, nothing at all. And of course, as soon as it happened, the haters came out. You know how they do, quick to jump online, throwing shade, saying vile things about Sophie. And let's just call it what it is. A lot of it comes from a place of jealousy and, unfortunately, flat-out racism. They dislike Sophie because she's white, she's talented, and yes, she's stunning. Let's not sugarcoat it. Sophie Cunningham is one of the most beautiful women in the league. That's not even up for debate. And people simply cannot handle that. They don't like her confidence. They don't like that she shines both on and off the court. Meanwhile, let's circle back to Odyssey Sims. When she came crashing down the floor, it was a genuinely scary moment. It almost felt like a flashback to when Angel Reese laid a hard foul on Caitlin Clark last season. The same type of energy, a borderline clothesline. In the middle of all that chaos, Sophie was just standing there supporting her team, not crossing the line, not doing anything wrong. At the end of the day, Sophie Cunningham showed real strength, not just in standing her ground against unfair treatment, but in demonstrating that nothing and nobody is going to shake her confidence or composure at any moment. Yo, pull up a seat. Sophie Cunningham steps onto the scene, looking crisp in that ball cap, mid-court like she owns the place. Right next to her, Caitlin Clark and Chloe. The whole vibe is electric. Sophie's got that leg brace on, and she's still moving like she's completely unfazed. Respect. Then out of nowhere, here comes Mr. Big Energy. You know the type, strutting up like he's filming a movie. Bro, what are you doing? You see the brace, you see the situation, and you still stroll in front of a player like you're trying to play hero. That ain't it. And get this, the officer moves in all aggressive, like he's auditioning for a role. Who told in the front? He's not handling anything. He's escalating. Pure clout flex. Try to make himself the headline, instead of doing his actual job. Unprofessional? Absolutely. Then, as always, the online vultures appeared. Quick as lightning. People piling on, ready to mobilize the outrage machine. Real mature. Guess what we've learned 100 times? Internet pitchforks don't care about the truth, only toxicity. Folks rush to judge but skip the receipts. That's the problem. And you know what makes it worse? The hypocrisy. I'm seeing the same chatter, the same loud voices calling for consequences in one case, then turn a blind eye in another. If you're going to scream for justice, at least be consistent. Don't use someone else's situation to chase clout. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is over here trying to recover from an incident that never should have happened. And instead of accountability, we get spectacle. Players deserve respect, from fans, from refs, from law enforcement, especially when they're clearly vulnerable. So yeah, it got ugly. Predictable, but ugly. People trying to leap into the spotlight, acting like they're the moral police, when really they just want attention. Sophie, keep your head up. You showed up, played with heart, and that's what matters. Everybody else, sit down, do better, and stop trying to be street court celebrities when nobody asked. Look, Sophie Cunningham is fierce, and I stand on that. She's moving with energy, with confidence. And again, I stand on that. And before we even dive in, some of y'all in the comment sections need grammar lessons. Seriously, the spelling in there gets dangerous. Suit up with a dictionary, please. Anyway, somebody tweeted about her being weird toward the security officer, like she was entitled to do whatever she wanted. That told me exactly what I needed to know. She literally just strolls out there, plants herself at mid-court, and suddenly we got full-on Paul Blart Mall Cop energy coming in at maximum throttle. Then here comes Wheezy McMall Cop, puffing up like it's his moment in the spotlight, getting in Sophie's face as if he's about to break up a brawl, when in reality, it's just Sophie standing there. Bro, what are we doing? What's the assignment here? Nobody asked you to star in this scene. And yo, I'm glad I'm not the only one seeing this, because the comment section is on fire. People calling it exactly how it is. Pin a rose on your nose type energy. Unnecessary, corny, and awkward all in one. Listen, Sophie's not fooling anyone. She's out here catching headlines for all the wrong reasons. Riding Caitlyn's wave. Trying to stay relevant in the chaos. Top tier loser behavior. If you need a coattail to hold on to, that already says everything we need to know. But that's the game, right? Some people play ball. Some people chase clout. And right now, Sophie, we see which lane you're swerving in. When you look at the analytics, the numbers don't lie. There are only 3 players in the entire WNBA who consistently dominate search traffic, engagement, and overall popularity. Number 1, Caitlin Clark. Number 2, Angel Reese. And believe it or not, number 3, Sophie Cunningham. Think about that. She's basically the 3rd most popular player in the league right now. The buzz around her, the clicks, the mentions, it's all real. And get this, the Indiana Fever have 2 of those names on the same roster. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. That's wild. But let me keep it real. Look at these comments. I can't stand her. We all see through the act. Go sit down somewhere with that whole enforcer label. Last I checked, being injured doesn't make you intimidating. The numbers may say she's a top 3 star in popularity, but if we're talking about what actually matters on the court, that's a whole different conversation. Now look at this one. JJ tweets. This from Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin is getting ridiculous. Get off the court. You're not coaches. Shouldn't be at half court. The W needs to address this nonsense. Are you serious right now, JJ? There's no way a grown adult actually typed that out and hit post. And then to double down and go after people who stood up, that's the part that really gets me. A lot of people stood up for Sophie last night. Fans, teammates, voices all across the board. They had her back. And instead of recognizing that, instead of letting it ride, you decided to take shots. That's weak. That's not leadership. That's not respect. That's just embarrassing. Here's another one. I don't like Sophie Cunningham standing there trying to intimidate the security guard at the game. Move. I'll give credit where it's due. Someone fired back with a reply. If the cop was white and the player was black, you'd be crying about racist police. What a joke. Absolutely. That right there keeps it 100. How in the world does Sophie get called out when she was literally checking on her teammate? It doesn't make sense. And this next one might be the worst take of all. I don't care if I get fired. Charlie Kirk had it coming. My name is Sophie Cunningham, and I play for the Indiana Fever. Like what? That's reckless. Then on top of that, people running their mouths. Sophie Cunningham is so annoying. Why is she standing at half court acting tough? Oh, please. Dream on. Matter of fact. Hashtag y'all dreaming. And let's not forget, you're still in the playoffs. This team is so easy to hate. Man. Sophie? She's easy on the eyes. No doubt about that. Straight up spark, straight up glow. You can't miss it. And you know what happens? That makes her a target. Simple blonde hair, that smile, the way she carries herself, classic clean-cut look. Cameras love her. Haters hate her. Here's the kicker. Go look at who's doing the hating. Same group every time. Same circles. Same fans defending Angel Reese or Paige Beckers to the end of time. It's not about basketball anymore. It's about fitting a narrative. When they come for Sophie, it tells you more about them than her. That's the truth. That's the pattern. You see it once, you see 1,000 times. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Peace. I'm out. Till next time, thanks for watching the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And the Indiana Fever are heading to the semifinals of the WNBA for the first time in 10 years.
Would you have ever thought you guys would make it here, given everything that's happened this season? Like, this is crazy.
Dude, no. And I think, like, the league is so mad that we won because we're literally not supposed to be here at all. And that just, like, kind of fuels our fire even more. But it was just, like, so fun. First of all, I was sweating my ass off because I was so nervous and, like, I don't really get anxious about stuff. I was so anxious. Like, I could not sit still. I felt like I played with how much I was sweating. And so it was one of those games. It was such a good W game. Like, it was physical. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of great plays. But I just knew deep down in my gut that we were going to win. Like, somehow we were going to win. And, like, I think it was like a minute. I don't even know. Like, around 40 seconds left. And they left our all-star player wide open under the hoop for the go-ahead layup. And then Lexi Hull had a freaking badass steal, and like it was over. But I would much rather be playing than having to sit on the sidelines and not do anything because it is stressful.
It is weird, actually, how like games that you're a spectator for are more nerve-wracking than if you were playing.
Yeah, like you're just dialed in, and like it's part of it. Oh my God, I was just like freaking out, but it was awesome. It was so badass.